Well, hello. In this video, we're going to do a chapter review over Chapter 6, and I'm on page 356 in your textbooks. We're going to start with number 4. It says write in standard form, then classify by degree and by number of terms. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out just two of them and multiply two at a time. And we're going to use the FOIL method or the distributive property starting with t. T times t gives us t squared. T times positive 1 is plus 1t. Move to the negative 2. Negative 2 times t is minus 2t. And then negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. I'm going to clean up these inside terms because they are like terms. A t minus a 2t is a minus t. And we have minus 2. Next, I'm going to pull out this t plus 1. And it doesn't matter if you put it in the front or the back of that trinomial. It's sometimes just easier to put it in the front. So now I'm going to start again by distributing the t all the way down the line, and then moving to the 1 and distributing it all the way down the line. So beginning with t times t squared is t cubed. T times negative t is minus t squared. T times negative 2 is minus 2t. Now let's move to the 1. 1 times t squared is positive 1t squared. I'm going to put it right underneath here because they are like terms. 1 times negative t is negative t. And 1 times negative 2 is minus 2. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up like terms and simplify. So I get t cubed, and then when I combine these two together, they cancel out because they're additive inverses, and then I get minus 3t minus 2. And that is the answer. Now, to classify it by degree, it is a third degree equation, which is oftentimes called a cubic function, and it is a trinomial. So that would be the answer to question number 4. Let's move on to question number 8. Number 8 says graph the function, approximate the real zeros to the nearest hundredth. Now, I'm not expecting you really to draw out the graph on this. I really want you to use your graphing calculator. So let's pull out the graphing calculator, and you can see that I have put this into y equals the negative x to the 6 minus x cubed plus 2. And then go to graph. That's not a really good picture. You'll notice it's on Zoom 6, which is the default settings for the calculator. That's this one right here. Sometimes when you try Zoom 4 or 5, it comes in a little bit closer to that origin. So let's just try Zoom 4. Well, yeah, 4. And you can see now that it is a little bit closer. And we can see that the zeros of these functions occur on the positive side of x and on the negative side of x. So once again, to get those two values, we're going to go to second calc. And we're going to find the zeros. That would be number 2. And you want to pull that spider over to the first 0 that you want, and it went slightly off the screen there, so I'm going to pull it back up. There it is. The left bound is on the lower side this time, so all I have to do now is hit enter. And then it asks for the right bound, so I'm going to use the right arrow key, pull that spider back up on the upper side of that 0, and hit enter. And you don't have to guess. And you can see that your first 0 is at negative 1.259. It asks you to round it to the nearest hundredth, so that would be negative 1.26. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go find the other 0 by using the same keystrokes. Go to second calc, number 2. And you want to, again, pull that spider or that cursor back over to the other side. The left side of the graph over here is actually on the upper side of that. So you want to just pull that spider close. Whoopsie. You got to be real careful. You got to pull it close enough to that x-axis and not go over it. And now push enter, and then go to the other side of the x-axis and push enter, and you don't have to guess. And you can see that our other 0 is clearly at 1. And that is how you do those two questions, and that will conclude this video.